Hello, welcome to Altering with Melly. I am Mel, and today I'm going to bring a very short and simple little alteration. Today I have a dress that has a slit that I want to have a little longer. So I'm going to lengthen how the slit is. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So with the beginning of this video, I'm going to start and I'm going to show you how to do the fitting part of the alteration to kind of see where it's at. You can also, in this part of the alteration, if you want to shorten your slit and your skirt, it would be the same kind of situation. So for the fitting part, I'm just going to have my single pin with me, just a pin, a safety pin specifically, to tie everything together. So let me get up and we'll start with that. So here we are. Here I am in the skirt. I have tried to hand stitch this before. Oh, sorry, I got all kinds of cat hair on here, marking their territory on me, sorry. I have tried to, you can kind of see, I hand stitched it before, but I'm going to take it to the machine because it's coming out and it's not at the length that I want it. So if I'm standing naturally, it's not, my knee for reference, it's not too bad, but I would like it to be a little longer. So I'm going to take my safety pin. Let's take a safety pin and I'm going to pin it. Again, I have this skirt underneath. So however you would like to reference how you would like to lengthen it, you can. I'm using this as like a point of reference because it's at a good point on my knee. And my God, is that a shiny oh, sorry, I do not see the sun, obviously. Let me hide that. Okay, anyways, oh God, I'm all over. Okay, so for reference, again, it's pretty high up on this shiny knee that's blending. I'm blending with the back because it's so shiny out. So I've kind of marked and guesstimated where I would like this to be. You can kind of do the same thing if you're wearing something. You can, when I was in high school, you would do the finger, I'm kind of holding this like this, let me put that down. You would use kind of like the fingertip method. And even with that, that's kind of at the bottom of where, because I can feel my fingertips are right at the bottom of where that is. You can also use a measuring stick as well to measure up, or however kind of measurements that you would like to do. And again, it's the same way if you want to take it reverse. Say, oh, I want this to be higher. Okay, well, just say, oh, hey, like I want this to be up this far. I want my slit up this far. Okay, go ahead and pin it, even though it's sewed up. Just pin it there as a note to where you would like that to be. If you want it risen, but again, I want mine lowered. So always make sure when you're doing a fitting, you stand naturally, you're relaxed, and you just pin it together and see, voila, that will be where it'll be. I'll have a loose idea. And yeah, so I'm gonna take you over to the machine and we're gonna get cracking. Alrighty, everybody, welcome again to the machine. We are here, and for this part of the video, you're gonna need a seam ripper, a measuring ruler. You'll need a ruler as well as any pins and of course some scissors. Alrighty, so you've marked where you're gonna have your slit lengthened or shortened to. So I'm gonna go ahead, and with this, I had already tried to like hand sew it, and as I was saying when I was wearing it, it did not hand stitching isn't always the most efficient way of doing things, but it is good for when you're in a bind. So I'm just gonna loosely take these out. Because actually right here, you can see right at where that opens, that's right where this is. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open up this top stitching, because you see it's, oops, it is top stitched down. So we're gonna take that apart. Well, I'm going to take it apart, and if you're following along, you are also going to take yours apart from wherever the opening of your slit is. Yes, because I want to close this. And again, if you're going backwards and you're trying to make your slit higher, you'll just, as you saw before, I just took the seam ripper and I was ripping everything out. You'll just rip it to a good point. You will just seam rip your slit open to the point where it's like maybe an inch higher, I want to say, than where you want it to be. Yeah, you want to do it an inch higher from where you want it to be. All right, so I'm gonna open up all these stitches here. Hi, Coral. How you doing, baby? All right. And where do I was kind of pulling the thread there, so I'm gonna find, you'll want to open your stitching so that you can go in and sew again about a ½ inch down. We'll do that on both sides. That'll give us some give to get in there and close everybody up. Okay, so from here everything is all taken out. Let me see if I can get a better visuals. So once you get this all out, kind of put that there because I'm trying to get my bearings, you're going to go ahead and just pin one of the sides. Make sure you know that was where the seam allowance was at. Make sure those are both pinned, and we are going to get some chalk, and you're just marking one side is fine. So I'm going to mark that because take this out of the way. I'm going to flip it inside out. I'm going to flip it inside out, and we're going to bring these seams together. Which side okay, there's that. So this will be the end. You want to match to where that crease is for this, and you'll want to make sure it's nice and flat when you do that. That way everything is of equal, it's nice and flat and equally distributed. It's distributed. All right, so I'm gonna oh goodness, so this is gonna be again the end of where, are you coming down? Okay, this is gonna be the end of where my slit is gonna be, so I'm gonna make sure to really back tack this. So I'd say maybe like four or five times, so that, because this will be a point of friction, I don't know how much friction, but it's going to be a point of friction. So you want to make sure that it is indeed be held in place. All right, so now we're going to come on over to the machine. And again, right where that crease is, that's where you want to do your stitching, and you want to match it back to where the stitching already starts. I don't know if you see where my finger is, but that's where it starts, where the original end of the slit is, and that's where you want to end. Well, that's where I'm going to end. Carl, you gonna help me sew today? Alrighty, again, all right, here we go. Just get on your machine, whatever kind of machine that you have. If you have a regular home machine, you will be perfectly fine. But are you sewing? Okay, your fuzziness. Whatever kind of sewing machine that you have. Again, I have an industrial machine. I had a request of showing how to put everything together. That will be in a separate video at some point. Today, this video is not that. Today I'm just showing how to sew up and again sew down a slit. The same process will happen if you're lengthening the length of your slit. You want to start tacking where you want it to end and lead it back into the original stitching. So here we go. And again, you'll want to back tack it once you get it to where you want it. And my sewing needles, oh my gosh, I'm using this big old rusty thing because I don't remember where I put my, I think I was going to someone's house and I was going to sew something for them, and I put my sewing scissors somewhere. So again, I'm just here to try and show everybody how to do stuff in the most basic way. Okay, this is not for thread, but I'm still using it. It's actually for fabric. Look at this, it's terrible. Of me, it's terrible of me to be doing this, but you can use whatever you have at your home. The reason why I'm making these videos is so that anybody and everybody can learn wherever they are at in their journey of sewing. That is my main mission with these videos. Oh my goodness. All right, that was where was the hand sewing. Okay, so now after you do that, do you see that shadow of stitching right here? That's where the old stitching, the old top stitching was. You are going to want to stitch over that. So what I'm going to do, it starts here. I'm going to get back into the stitching. Let me see, how far back is it? So I'm going to come back into here. I'm going to back tack it 3 times. I'm going to sew up. I'm going to come over and I'm going to sew back on down. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Hope you're not getting whiplash. And I'm going to sew back down to where the stitching here and back tack it again. And that's going to be the end of our little sewing escapades. So with this, what I'm going to do to keep this in place, I'm going to put a pin a little further up, because again, that's where that is, just so that this stays open. Again, I'm well seasoned enough that I don't need to pin all of this down. But if you want to pin stuff down to where you need it to be, you do what you need to do to feel comfortable and sew your little heart out, okay? Oh my goodness, in the sunshine, it's... Let me turn this on. Yee! Kind of. I got this new light over here. It's just a little light that you can use to like read. I got it at Aldi's because I have one of these strips, and I ought to just take it off. I guess I'll kind of give a little review, huh? So I got one of these sewing strips that they have that you can put on your sewing machine. It's still, you hear that? Like it's sticky. It's supposed to light up, but I noticed after a while only half of it would light up, and it would be the half that would be in the back part of my sewing machine, not in the front, because I need it up here, not back here. So when I was at Aldi's today, I saw that they had this for like $7.99 or something like that. So I just grabbed one of those. So I guess if anyone needs something like that for their machine, Aldi's and Aldi's near you might have that. Alrighty, now that I'm done chatting about that, how far up did that stitching go? Okay, so I'm gonna go straight up, following where the stitching was before. Right, one more spot. Right there is about where the end. I'm trying not to pull too much because again, it's like a point of friction, so I hope you really back tacked. I'm gonna go like 3 more stitches. Again, whoop, sorry, I really got you on a bad angle. So with that 3 stitches, that should leave it, yes, because see where that, whoops, can you see? Oh my goodness, can you see? Anyways, here's where that, I hope if I can get out the way, huh? That's where that is. Really, you just want your stitching. Again, everything here is nice and flat. And I guess that really goes across to where, you see that on the foot here? I have you too. Now it's a bit awkward for me, but anyways, it just kind of goes straight across. And whenever you come across, you want to get to the point where your stitching was before. And it looks like we got there. That's where the stitching was before. We're sewing back in the stitching. And I think that's where that is. I'm going to back tack. Right. And that's it. That is all she wrote. Try not to knock this too much. You want to cut off all your threads, make them look all nice. And again, see all that stitching there? You want to make sure that that seam allowance is sewn down and everything's all nice and caught. Everything's, see, kind of nice and caught. I might have to go back here and re-sew that real quick. But that's why that pin was here, so everything stayed in place. So let me go ahead and fix this real quick. If you have a little oopsie poopsie like I did. which side was it? Right here, I will pin this in place. Boom. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, and again, what you can do if you did the same thing, I'm gonna come back in here and we're gonna stitch right back on these stitches here. Okay. I'm just doing 2 and 2, just now with this, I'm gonna, since I kind of missed that stitch before, I'm not gonna go all the way over, maybe just, I'll take it one step in more, and then I'm gonna come down and ease it. And then go back to it. And that got this time. Yay! So yeah, if you mess up like that too, that's all you gotta do. Just go back in there. You don't have to take everything out. No. I'm working smarter, not harder. And you want everything to look nice and professional. So see what I mean when I said like coming one step, one stitch in? So that's like one stitch in from where it was at. So all we're gonna do to make this look all nice and snazzy, where is this at? Okay, we're gonna start this here. We're just gonna take these out. To where they start to blend nicely, and that's it. Just cut all your threads. That's all you gotta do. Look at that. That's all she wrote, but she has 2 sides. So the other one should already be loose because you chopped it up on the one side. Boom, done. And that's all for the sewing. Already back in the fitting area, we are. Bada bing, bada boom, and there's the stitching. Ta-da! In all of its glory. It's all stitched up and at a good half thigh length. This is, I know before I had that a different, but like I can really pull that down if I really wanted to. Anyways. But yeah, so there's that. Again, at any time that you do something, you want to make sure you do another fitting afterwards to make sure that where you had it pinned is done nicely. There's no bumps or anything going on. There's no bumps here. Nothing's missed. There's no gatherings. And it's at the length that I want it to be. So that, again, is the after fitting. That is the after fitting business that you would like, that you should do. That's the after I guess the after fitting business that you will want to do anytime, again, that you do an alteration. You want to check, you want to put it back on, whether you do it for someone else or you do it for yourself. Put it back on, make sure it's bright, everything looks good, everything's fine. I'm happy now. I've had this on my table for so long to sew, and I'm using you guys to help me to get this done. So thank you for helping me get this done. I hope I also helped you to get your projects done as well, and I hope that I can help you to get future projects done as well. I have a handful of things, really quick things that I would like to show you on how to do. I also kind of have some more in-depth things that I would like to show you how to do. So please subscribe, like, make any kind of comments or recommendations for videos. I'd appreciate that, especially whenever I start getting closer to not knowing what to do. You guys would really help me out. So thank you again for stopping by and altering with Melly. Go out, enjoy the sun for the rest of the time that you have it, at least if you're in the northern hemisphere like I am. We're about to go into fall now, so I'm not gonna have as much sun in my area for much longer. So go get some sun, some vitamin D, and enjoy yourselves. So until next time.